And I'll tell you this, one of the things that I love about really sharing with this group, which is I consider my family group. One of the things about sharing this group is that I think that you all really appreciate it. I get that sense that whatever we do, you got it. So today's topic is one that is very, you might say, timely. And I call it New You for the New Year. And the reason is that at the beginning of each new year, we make resolutions, we set goals, we do all kinds of things to prepare us for the new year. But so often as the year progresses, we fall off the wagon. And so what I wanted to share this day, today, is the New You for the New Year concept, mindset. Much of the information is covered in our book, The 12 Universal Laws of Success. And also a lot of it is taken from our home study course. And the reason for the home study course is that you have to have the right tools, the right foundation, the right equipment to create the success that you desire this year. So of course, I invite you all to our website, herbertharris.info. And one of the tools that we're going to be talking about today is what we call the New You for the New Year Success Bundle, how to put all the things together that you need to create success in your life. Peter Drucker said something very powerful. He said, if you want something new, you have to stop doing something old. If you want something new, you have to stop doing something old. And what that is saying is this: if you want this year to be different from last year, then you have to do new things. The Bible says it you can't pour new wine into old wine, in the old wine jars, in the old wine skins. And so when we talk about Power Start, when we talk about New You for the New Year, how to get started right, this is where we are. So number one, we have to be more attentive to the things that work in our lives and the things that do not work. And the reason is this: we often focus on the losses. We often focus on the things that did not work, but give ourselves a pat on the back for the things that did work. And so as a part of this whole process of creating this successful year is to look at where you are right now and evaluate the things that are working and the things that are not working. Those things that are not working, get rid of them. If negative thinking is not working for you, get rid of it. If insecurity and fear is not working for you, get rid of it. If disorganization and procrastination is not working for you, get rid of it. If there are people in your life that are not uplifting you, not supporting you, not really cheering you on to do, be, and have whatever you desire, get rid of them. Now, I know it's hard to get rid of your family sometimes, because the people who most impact you on your journey are often the people closest to you. But you may have to create a mindset where you say, well, that's not for me. You may not be able to get rid of them, but you can limit their access to your mind, limit their access to your emotions, so you don't let them make you angry. You hear the negative things they say, and in your mind, you're canceling it out. You're saying, that's not for me. So how do we create this new you in this new year? Well, number one, we assess where we are so that we know what we have to work with. Every success GPS requires two coordinates: where you are and where you want to be. And then we look at the idea of the framework that we are where we are because of our thoughts, our feelings, our habits, and our relationships. So it's really about, how do I guide my life over the river of time? And I love this image that we are boats on the river of time. And as a boat on the river of time, we have rudder, which is our value system to help guide us. We have an engine, which is our level of desire to give us the strength to hang in there until we get it done. We have our crew, the people who help us, who are either supporting us or undermining us. And we have our attitude, the sails, how we look at the world, how we move. And so when we think about this, how do we create this new person that can guide this ship to the life that you desire? Wow. William Henley said that this is how we must live our lives, that we must guide our ship to a new direction. And in that guidance, we live our lives. We must choose to be the master of our fate. You see, when we talk about changing our lives, there are three concepts of change. One, that you have to have faith, that whatever your condition is right now, whatever your situation is right now, you have to have faith that you can do better. I was loving the affirmation, every day and every way I'm getting better and better. So you have to have faith that you can do better. Number two, you have to make right choices, because where you are right now is a result of your choices. And number three, you got to have a deep desire to make it happen. And so there's a poem that I think sets the mindset, and it's Invictus by William Ernest Henley. And it says, out of the night that covers me, black as the pit from pole to pole, I think whatever gods may be for my incomparable soul. In the fell clutch of circumstance, I have not winced nor cried out loud. Under the bludgeoning of chance, my head is bloody, but unbowed. Beyond this place of wrath and tears looms but the horror of the shade, and yet the menace of the years finds and shall find me unafraid. It matters not how straight the gate, how charged with punishments the scroll. I am the master of my fate. I am the captain of my soul. Wow. And that's what this year is all about, folks. Taking control of our thoughts, taking control of our emotions, taking control of our habits, taking control of our relationships so that they work for us. As we think about this, we must be intentional about this change. And when I say intentional, we can't just say the words that I want my life to be different this year. That's, as they say, we can't just talk in the path. We have to walk in the path. So it's a matter of saying the words and then doing the actions. Everything that you do, each moment that you grow through this experience that we're having right now, prepares you for the next moment. Oprah Winfrey said, doing your best in this moment prepares you for the next moment. So as we look at this new year, to recognize that each moment of this year unfolds from the moment that we exist in right now. And so think about the power of now. Where we are right now is where we're starting from to become the person we want to be. And the power of now is awesome. It does not depend on our circumstances. One of the great scriptures that I love from the 15th chapter of Luke is the prodigal son. And when we look at the prodigal son got all of his goodies and his inheritance and went out into the world and took a beating. He lost it all. He parted his money away, and he ended up in the pig pens of life. Now, that's not the end of the story. See, the beautiful thing about life is that no matter where you are right now, and that's why I want to get this point, no matter where you are right now, no matter what condition, no matter what situation, no matter how your finances are, no matter what's going on in your life right now, you can change your trajectory. You know that state when the prodigal son is there? I mean, it's pretty bad when you're waiting for the pigs to finish eating what they like to get what they leave. That's pretty low in life. Well, what the prodigal son did, he said, I have made bad choices. That in my father's house, there's food enough and more. And he did something. He looked up, he arose, and he went to his father. And so what this is saying right now, in this new year, to really recognize who we really are. The prodigal son said, no matter my condition, I'm still the child, the son of an almighty, all-knowing, wealthy father. So we, as created beings of this God, of this universe, of the goodness that created all that is, we are heir to that. And so wherever we are right now, we have the ability to cash in on our heirship, to say, hey, whatever this situation I'm in right now, it does not define me. That I can see the potential for myself. I can see the future. I can see the goodness for which I was created, and I'm committed to go for it. Very often, though, we let ourselves get stuck. There was a traveler coming down the road, and there was a man sitting on the porch in a rocking chair, and there was a dog sitting on the porch beside the old man. It was an old man, a wise old man, and the dog was just whimpering in pain. And the traveler says to the old man, what's wrong with the dog? And the old man said, he's sitting on a nail. He said, well, why doesn't the dog get off the nail? And the old man said, because it doesn't hurt badly enough. And I tell that story because right now, each of us is at a turning point in our lives. And we ask ourselves, what nail am I sitting on? A nail might be negative thoughts. A nail might be that idea of always seeing the negative side of things. The glass is always half empty. That nail may be negative emotions, insecurity, sadness, jealousy, hatred, grief. That nail may be bad habits, addiction. You know, some people get addicted to failure, that you so expect failure that you just dwell on it and live on it. That nail may be people who are not operating on your behalf. That nail may be a nail of bad relationships, people who are saying, hey, you can't do it. People who take the mastermind principle and make it work against you by stealing your dreams. Whatever the nail is, folks, I say to you, get off that nail, release that nail. Be like the prodigal son that say, when I realize who I am, I don't deserve to sit on this nail. I don't deserve negative thinking. I don't deserve negative emotions. I don't deserve to procrastinate and let people steal my dreams. I don't deserve to be surrounded by people who don't uplift me. My circumstances do not define me. Though we may be in a situation, we may be right now in the pig pens of life, we can always look back and say we were created for a divine purpose. That we are where we are because of the choices and actions we made and took. But we now can use that same formula to transform our thoughts from where we are to exactly where we want to be. So what do we have to do? We have to choose to change. And we have to act on that choice. I love it. At the beginning of the year, we write goals and make resolutions, but nowhere in there is that choice and that commitment to get it done. We say it, but then the first bump in the road, the first disappointment, we're like, I'm plumb out of this success business. It's like the children of Israel. If you think back, when the children of Israel came out of captivity and after they had crossed the Red Sea, and when things didn't seem to go the way they thought they would go, they lost the vision. They wanted to go back into captivity. And see, that can happen to us when we hit those bumps in the road, when stuff starts happening that should not be happening. And we hit those bumps in the road, we have to remember we are the divine created being of an all-powerful, all-knowing God. One of the interesting principles of life is to get to it, you got to go through it. And so whatever trials, whatever tribulations, whatever situations are happening in your life now, you have the ability to get through it. You just got to do it. So let's look at some steps, some stages to do this. That's step one, to be honest with yourself, to recognize where you are right now, to look at your successes and your lessons. You know, in life, you never fail. You just learn. To look at your successes and your lessons, and do that right now. Over these next 24 hours, sit down with a piece of paper and lay out all your successes and all your lessons, and then make a decision based on your analysis. If you have more successes than lessons, pat yourself on the back, tweak it, keep moving forward. If you have more lessons than successes, make drastic changes in your life. Because the moment you make those drastic changes in your life, everything changes. Number two, make the hard calls. Make the necessary changes to transform your life. Change your thinking. You know, one of the things that I love is the affirmations, that when you all open the program with an affirmation, we can reprogram our minds with affirmations. We have our 12 affirmations to live by poster. And those affirmations help program your mind, such as, I have a positive self-image. I believe in myself. I define my purpose for living. Excuse me. But to start to reprogram your mind, reprogram your emotions, recognizing the divinity of who you are. Reprogram your habits by seeing what did and did not work. If you've always gotten there late, then change your perspective so that you get there early. And then reprogram your relationships, bringing new people into your space. The next step is to set some new goals. If you don't make those changes in your thoughts and in your emotions, then the goals you set will be just like the ones last year. Albert Einstein said, if you do the same thing and expect a different result, that's insanity. And so after you have done this self-analysis, to then write your new goals, then lay out your new plans. Because once you do that, now you have a different frame of reference, a different mindset, and you can now make plans to get different results. And then the fourth key is to make a commitment to act. And when I say a commitment to act, I mean, don't play around with it. Okay. A commitment to act means you say only success. A commitment to act that embodies the fact that you already have everything you need to get everything you want. That God created us whole, complete, and with all the tools to get the things we want in life. And so if we don't have them, it's because of our thinking. Earl Nightingale says we become what we think about most of the time. It always begins in thought. The first law of success says a mind shall have whatsoever it thinks in its heart. So it all begins in your thoughts and your feelings. So in this commitment to actions, commit to reprogram your mind. Commit to take continuous action, knowing you already have everything you need to get everything you want. And then follow what I like to call the 3 Bs. To commit to live your life, B1, by the book. The scripture says, write the vision, make it plain, that he may run that readeth it. If you're not writing out your daily plans, if you don't have a planner in which to write out your daily plans, and I'm telling you folks, I was just in Staples yesterday with a friend buying a new planner, because a friend of mine had called me and she said, well, I need to really make some changes in my life. What's the first step? I said, go buy a plan. I said, get out your planner. She said, I don't have one. We literally got in the car and went and got the planner. I wanted her to understand the importance of living by the book. That book becomes not only a record of your accomplishments, but your planner becomes the blueprint for your future. In your planner, when you write your goals, these newly developed goals as a result of your assessment of where you are, when you write your goals and read them over at least 3 times a day, you will literally create the vibration necessary to bring about the results you desire. So buy the book. The second B is buy the clock. Buy the clock means the gift from you, from God to us, is time. What we do with that time is our gift to God. So by living by the clock means that from moment to moment, from this day forward, that each and every moment that approaches you is an opportunity for you to make a choice. You can either choose to chill, or you can choose to chase your dreams. Chill or chase, okay? And so to live by the clock says that from moment to moment, everything that you do is in the context of what is the best use of my time right now, when I consider my goals, my vision, and my purpose, and then act accordingly. It's amazing when you ask that simple question, your mind is very clear, and it says, when interruptions happen, when people come to you who have problems, there's some things you just have to stop and deal with. But many of the interruptions that you experience are the result of other people's challenges. And so at some point, when other people approach you, you have to say, hey, what is the best use of my time right now? There are times when the best thing you can do for another person is to not help them. Sometimes we let people make us into a crutch, where every time they have a challenge, here they come to us. We're doing a disservice to them because we're not letting them learn how to fly. And then the third B is to live by the calendar. And what this means is that we can make a list of activities from now until tomorrow. But the only activities that will get done are the ones that you schedule. So when you lay out your list of things to do today, put a time next to each one of those activities. This is the time I will do it at 11 a.m. This is the time I will do it at 2:15. Lay out the amount of time necessary to get it done. Think about this. When you do this exercise, I'm going to do a video. Okay? What time? 2 p.m. How long is the video? 3 minutes, a short video. Okay? How long would it take me to do a 3-minute video? Based on your experience, and this is why experience is important. Based on your experience, it will probably take at least an hour to do a 3-minute video. And so if you say, I'm going to do my video at 2 o'clock and at 2:15, I'm going to go to the post office, you've undermined your process. And so living by the calendar means that every activity that you must do, you write it down, you schedule when it must be done, you allow enough time to get it done, and you do it. These 3 keys, by the book, by the clock, and by the calendar, become your daily method of operation. And so let me wrap up today. Let me sum up. Number 1, if you want something new, got to do something different. Number 2, to create the new you for this new year, you must be intentional. That must be the goal that you are committed to. The goal that you commit every aspect of your being to creating this new you in this new year. To achieve this new you, you must know that there's a better life for you. You must know that good things come to you. You must know that you are a child of an all-powerful God, and you are heir apparent to all the good things, to abundance, to good health. And then take responsibility to get it done. To do whatever it takes for as long as it takes. Write a new vision. Once you've done your assessment and looked at where you want to go, write that new vision of the things you want to be, do, and have this year. Write it and read it 3 and 4 times a day. Make a commitment to change your life by your thinking, by your emotions, by your habits, and by your relationships. And then finally, commit to follow those 3 B's: by the book, by the clock, by the calendar. And then say to yourself, every day, in every way, I'm getting better and better. Say to yourself, I already have everything I need to get everything I want. And then get busy doing it. So folks, number one, thank you. And I hope this will be helpful. You all are a special group. I'm going to tell you, the Billionaire Mastermind Forum is such a special group because you have been diligent. You have demonstrated the principles that it takes to create the new you in the new year. I'm going to just recognize a couple of you who are part of our new book project, because that's the level of commitment that we're going to do things this new year that's going to transform ourselves and everybody we come in contact with. So I just want to salute some of your members, some of your brothers and sisters who are part of our new book project, the Life Lessons, the new book project, to give the world a prescription of how to do things and to tell their stories that can help people heal and grow. Jay Clark, Stephen Miller, Karen Creasy, and Reverend Burnett Jones. Just want to salute the 4 of you and say thank you so much for being a part. I'm looking forward to completing this book and sharing your wisdom with the world. I invite each and every one of you to check out our website. We have put together, we call it the New You for the New Year Success Bundle. And what we wanted to do was to give you all the tools in one place to help you be, do, and have what you desire this year. So we have the audio book, 6 hours of recorded information. We have the digital version of the 12 Universal Laws of Success. We have the New You for the New Year Home Study course, which has a series of audios for assessing your situation, for setting new goals, for making a new commitment, audio on how to study. We have a number of other goodies that go along with it. The New You for the New Year, the 12 Universal Laws of Success workbook, a host of audios. There's an audio of a 12 Universal Laws of Success workshop that you can sit and act and go through the book just like you were there in the workshop. There's another audio that I think you all will pay particular attention to: wealth building in trying times, how to create abundance when everything else is falling down around you. And of course, the 12 Universal Laws of Success affirmation poster. Go to our website, www.herbertharris.info, and that whole bundle is $77. But check out all the stuff we have there. There are a lot of freebies, but if you get the New You for the New Year Success Bundle, you'll have everything you need to create the person you want to be in this new year. Back to you, Karen. Thanks so much for giving me the opportunity to share again. You can get that book at the same website, or you can go to the 12uls.com. Both of those work.